Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee, and bangarang, everybody. Man, I'm getting back to the world. Everything's feeling great or whatnot. Good evening, Yachty. It's good to see you. Glad you're here. Welcome, everybody. So many people coming in. If you've got a question, post that question right away. Get in queue. Gillian's going to help us do this and keep everything straight for me and kind of help produce the show. So she will make sure I get the questions. But here's what we're going to do. We are going to start this evening properly. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get some sage going. I've got my dragon's blood going. And we are going to say a blessing. We are going to ask for protection. And we're going to put a light shield around us to make sure that everything is protected and we are safe. So I am going to say a prayer. Got my sage. About time to get a new sage bundle. All right, we're getting really close. But I no longer want to take these protection prayers for granted. So, Great Spirit, Mother, Father, God, the all, everything that is, I'm asking you right now to protect us. We say thank you. We say thank you for our resources. I'm putting a spell of protection around me, around everyone that's involved in the show. Feel the light emanating from your soul. Draw it in from above, draw it in from below, and let that light radiate around you and make an actual protective shield. Nothing is allowed to affect anybody tonight that's not of spirit, that's not of the higher good, and is not for our betterment. So mote it be. All right, there we go. I got this one going over here. All right. So, good evening, everybody. It is good to see you. Everybody's here. Miss Cindy, man, let me tell y'all something. I have been dealing with a cough. Some of y'all heard it. Everything else. Cindy sent me this thing about mullein tea or mullein. We went and picked some up. And man, let me tell you, I had a cup the other day. I had some tonight before the show. That stuff is awesome. It really works. It's helped me breathe and everything. So, Cindy, thank you. That's what our tribe's about. While we're here, I am going to tell people Wednesday night, go ahead and start programming in Wednesday night. There will be a show, and it will involve me and the lovely Bridget from Eyes of the Dragonfly. We are going to start doing a regular weekly show. Don't even have a full name for it yet. We're not sure, but we're going to be teaching and talking about magic, intentions, using tarot in these things for how you do it, candle magic, all of this stuff, but it's also going to be involving tarot. We'll be doing readings and everything else. So make sure 8:30, day after tomorrow, Eastern, you're there, you're here, and we're going to be kicking that back off. I miss doing that, and I love working with Bridget, and we are going to get that started. So here we go. Let's get the party started. Hey, Rob, will I get the job with Progressive? I start interviews on Thursday, please, and thank you. So let's do this. Now, I worked with this earlier today quite a bit with someone as we were doing some readings or whatnot, but I'm going to ask again. So, do you need a cleaning? Pendulum, do you need a cleaning? Absolutely not. We are good. Are you going to work with me tonight? Spirit, let me get it away from my microphone. Spirit and Pendulum, are you going to work with me tonight through this pendulum? Yes. Okay. So, in short, Yanni wants to know, will she get the job with Progressive? So we're doing a little fortune telling here, and she's wanting to know, will she get the job with Progressive? I'm getting a yes, Yachty. Maybe this is what we've been waiting for. This might be the better job. Everything from that is telling me yes. I haven't even picked a deck yet. I'm not rushing. I've just been kind of really laid back and doing some things. And you know what? I'm going to let this deck talk to me. So here we go. We're going to bring us some cards. We're going to bring some things out. We're going to ask Spirit to tell us what you need to know about this interview or about what's going on with this job. So I got a definite yes on that. So let's see what's going on here. Let me bring this up. Go here, and here we go. So what does Yadi need to know about this interview and about getting this job with Progressive? So here we go. All right, Yadi, real quick. We have the King of Shells. So this is happiness, joy. This is like understanding, go against the tide. Now, understand how small a seahorse is in this massive ocean, and he's still considered one of the strongest animals there. But this is King of Shells. And what this is saying is harmony and integrity. Make sure your integrity is top notch with this. You're truthful about everything or whatnot, which I know you know. But it's the reminder here about happiness and joy depends on harmony and integrity. So from there, we are looking at the Four of Shells. So a lot of joy and happiness going on here. And that Four of Shells talks about don't get complacent. Don't get cocky. Keep your eye on the details, okay? Look for gifts. There might be some things you don't like. Don't look for everything you don't like when you're going for this. Look for what is good and what is happening, and that's going to be very important for you to see. And then finally, we have the Queen of Shells. All shells, all happiness, all joy. And look at what we've got here. Harmony, integrity, soul searching, and reevaluation, making sure this is something you want, because I got a feeling you're really getting this job. And what we're looking at here, finally, is the Queen of Shells, peace and compassion. It's going to be very, very important for you to maintain that with yourself while you're going through this. This is all about emotion. So make sure with this, with the emotions, you keep those emotions in check. You're on guard with it. It's okay. Don't get too oversightful or think everything's set in stone, okay? Don't be complacent. Finally, it's okay to make sure you're asking the questions about what you need to know to make this be. So there we have it, Yanni. The pendulum and spirit have said yes. That's what you're doing. And I want to hear more. All right. Bangarang. So we're going to get some of these flopped around, see what's happening. Man, the show in Beverly was freaking awesome. We had a great time. It was so good to see mainly Mystics there. Bruce and Bridget flew up to spend some time with Gillian and I. They were there. Got to meet some great people. Had a ball. Everything went really well, and we had a good time. At the end of the VIP, like 20 VIPs, and we did this massive question and answer thing. It is exceptional. We had a great time. So it was recorded. I don't have the recording, okay? I know Bruce has posted some of those, so of the pictures that were taken, and we're going to try to get some of those up on the website and on Facebook very soon, as quick as we can. But understand, man, what a powerful thing. That was great, and it was just awesome having so many people there. All right. Oh, there we go. Ellum, will the result of my job interview be known by the end of August? Well, let's find out. Okay. Let's find out. So many people looking for jobs. Things are happening. Let's find out what's going on. Pendulum. LMAA wants to know if the result of the job interview will be known by the end of August. Unfortunately, no, is what I'm hearing. They're making some decisions. Some things are happening. Let's take a look at what's going on here, okay? Let's take a quick look. So Ellum needs to know. I'm being told to grab another deck. I am being told to grab another deck. And let's take a look. We're going to go with the Archangel deck. And we're going to take a look and see what's happening. All right, here we go. Right, Ellum, let's find out what's happening. How are you, Bangarang? Everybody, do me a favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, and then do me a favor and share. It's not just doing me a favor, it does you a favor. This is an even exchange of energy. Also below in the links, there is a donation you can go down there, whatever comes on your heart. It is not required, but it is appreciated. Everything helps. So here we go. The Archangel deck for Elam, for Elam, about what's going on with this job interview. Okay. I was told no. Now, here's what you need to understand. You and Yadi both, when we're predicting the future, you need to understand that the future is not completely predictable. We're saying everything as it sits right now. That is not meaning that something couldn't change in the next day or two or in the next week. Okay. So we got to keep an eye on that or whatnot. So this is one of the things. As things are sitting right now, the answer is no. So we have to find out. So we've got the strength card coming in for you, Elam. And the strength card is actually sitting here. It's a major arcana card talking about being careful about what comes out of your mouth. Be careful. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. You know, when you do the interview or whatnot, and when you've done the interview, yeah, you may have made some mistakes. It's okay. Let it go. Find out what's going on. Strength and grace through kindness. That's important. Think about that statement. Okay. That is from the Archangel Ariel, who is here to deal with our real world, here to deal with what's going on in like our workplace or things like that. You know, we have the page of Raphael. I'm not on my main page, so I can't tell if Bridget's in the house, but a new emotional situation. So what I'm seeing is there's something here that's going on behind the scenes, okay? Messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. So this is shaping up to be good. It's saying there's some things they're trying to figure out, and you're going to have to be cautious about it. But the page is there to say, go ahead and get passionate. Just don't get over cocky and get overconfident. But this page is here talking about gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted. Whatever this is, if you are honest and open-hearted, I don't think you're going to have a problem. Finally, we come into the High Priestess. You know, this is our angel of knowledge, Archangel Haniel. You know, powerful psychic insight. What are you feeling? I'm seeing a partnership here. I'm seeing that this very well is going to come through. And what is your gut telling you? Reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. So what I want you to do is take some time each evening, each morning, okay, to make sure that you're stopping and saying an affirmation in a meditative state and just say, hey, this job is mine. I will be getting this job. At the evening, thank you for giving me the job. Don't do if or what's going to happen or anything like that. See it as being done and give that positive affirmation in a place to make sure that you're driving forward. You've taken steps. So now then, light a candle. I love candles. I've fallen back in love with candles. Light a candle to remind you to keep that motion thing started. Now, what I want you to do is actually inscribe employment. Just scratch it into the side of the candle. Job. You can just do job. Receiving work. Those type of things. Light the candle and say, the job is mine. I'm claiming it. I'm taking it as is. Employment is right around the corner. However you want to word it, but have that candle burn. There's no long time. But one of the things, if you can do like a 7 or 8 day candle where you know you can leave it and let it burn, one of the purposes about a candle is it remembers, like we talk about speaking your power into your coffee every morning and things like this. One of the things you have to do is speak your power into that candle. Put that energy in there, inscribe it in there, and it will subtly remind you to keep in the right frame of mind, and it will also help your energy, kind of like it's going to help think for you. Okay? Does that make sense? Wow. Bangarang. There we go. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Welcome, everybody. Glad you are here. Hit the like button, hit the share button. I need the help. The channel needs the help. We're growing. Things are growing. We got to get this moving and keep things going. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Andrew, question. What does any of my spirit guides want me to know at this very moment? Thanks in advance. Let's find out. And what better deck to do that with than the Archangel Tarot deck? Okay, let's see what's going on. All right, let's see what's happening. I'm going to do this for you. Andrew wants to know from his guides exactly what is being said right now. Okay, so there we go. All right, here comes Andrew. We are going to see what Spirit has to say. I got to take a breath. Okay, being told to chill. Take a breath. All right. What does Spirit have to say for Andrew? I'm going to cut the deck one more time, and here we go. All right, Andrew. One of the things Spirit wants you to know, the Four of Ariel, this would be the Four of Pentacles in every other deck. And this is what it's saying is when you give, you also receive. This is karma. These are some of these things that we need to understand. But manifesting requires an action. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. What they're trying to tell you is be aware. Don't just let money go. It's time not to be foolish. It's time to build a very strong foundation. If you're thinking about doing a money thing and you're thinking about gambling or something in your real world that's going on, now is not the time to gamble. Be solid, be grounded. Know that 4 means building that good solid base so you can move on. From there we have the Tower. Change Your Life by Archangel Chamuel. Now, what we've got here is a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of the procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Are you being afraid of change? Are you being a little too afraid to step away? And maybe that's what's going on. All right. Is you're so locked into your position, it's time to change. There's something coming. So right now is not the time to gamble. I'm still getting that. It is time to watch out. There's going to be a change that's coming. So be aware, be ready for it, because that's going to be very key. But this change may startle you or scare you up front, Andrew, but it's going to let you know things are okay on the other side of it. All right. We have the 7 of Raphael. Choices are going to have to be made. And this is one of the things. So start prepping. Time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want. If you're kind of bouncing around in your head in that hamster wheel and you don't know exactly what you want, I love when people say, I want a job. What kind of job? I need this. I need that. I just need Spirit in my life. We need to be more specific about what we want. Okay. God resides with us and in us. Spirits are here, and your spirit guides are here to help you. But you have to be very specific about knowing where you want to go. Now, here's the key thing. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. Let me tell you something. We all can use that every now and then, Andrew. And what I'm seeing is, all of a sudden, what I got told is water. Drink your water. Stop with the junk food. I don't know if you are there or not. That's entirely up to you. But what we're seeing here is you're going to be able to see things more clearly, understand what's happening and everything if you do like a body cleanse or whatnot. So make sure you understand it. You've got things that are happening. Stay solid. Changes are coming. You're going to be able, during that change, you're going to have to make a decision. So make sure you are in the best mental shape and the best emotional shape to be able to make the right decision for you. Wow. Bangarang. Okay, there we go. That's awesome. Fantastic. All right. Anybody else? Some things going on. I see, let me see what the name is here. I see somebody else in there. There's a couple of people here. Okay. How long will it be until I move out of my house? Let me bring something up here. I have to do something because this is something I have to watch. I've got a chart that I use. All right. Let me see where it is. There it is. Because so much stuff going on in my brain, I have problems starting to remember everything or whatnot. So How much longer will it be? Okay. Until I move out of my house. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we come up with. All right. Let's see what's happening. Let's bring this up right here. And let's see what's going. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right. So we're going to pull some cards. And W. Colombo wants to know and see one of the charts I'm using right here about what we're doing. Okay. What's going on in this time to move out? I know you're anxious. I can feel it. We're anxious to make a move and do some things. So we have swords, two of Michael's. So this is saying it's going to be a few weeks or possibly this fall. Notice the colors, everything here. The two of Michael, one of the things this is going to be talking about is it will be better if you just make a decision. There's some things you have to be solid about and knowing what's going on. Over analyzing a problem, find a compromise. Look at this and understand. So we're talking about making decisions. When I see this card, what I see in here is at least a couple of weeks. If not, it's going to be the fall. Now, is that this year, next year? Let's do this and find out. Okay. So here we go. Hold on. All right. Pendulum. We asked in Spirit, you told us that it's going to be in the in weeks or in fall that's coming up, and that's right, that's fitting, it's right around the corner. Is that the fall of this year? I'm getting a circle. There are still things that have to be worked out. It looks like there's some things maybe playing out in the scenes behind you. I'm not getting a definite. It is saying maybe. That's a definite. When I get my circle like that, that's a definite maybe, but that's what we're looking at. So again, we have to look at what's happening, contact who you're needing to contact, make sure get all those I's dotted and those T's crossed so nothing's holding you back. But it all looks good. Things are going to happen, and it is going to happen very quickly once it starts. Okay? Bangarang. That's amazing. Good for you. Let us know. Where are you thinking about moving? Where are you going? What's happening? I know you had some stuff going on, but let's find out. Okay? Bangarang, young lady. Thank you very much. Meenakshi. Hello. Wanted a general reading for myself. Absolutely. Let's do a general reading. Meenakshi. Okay. Here we go. All right. All of a sudden, I'm being told to go. No, we're going to stay here with this deck. Let's see what's happening. What's happening here? All right. Meenakshi wants a general reading. What does Meenakshi need to know? Okay. Sometimes I lean away from the microphone because of the way I'm doing this thing. All right. Here we go. Let's find out. There's the shuffle. Let's bring this up. Here we go. Meenakshi wants a general reading. What does Meenakshi need to know? What's going on that we need to know for this young person? All right. We have the Empress. Something you're going to be able to create something. Time to act upon your plans. Threes are always about taking action, moving forward. You know, if you've taken action, sometimes it can be about being patient. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. This is Archangel Gabriel. And what I want you to see here in this card is it is saying it is time to create something beautiful. Are you doing that? Have you taken some action to build something wonderful? If not, now is the time for you to start. We go to the Six of Michael. Now, the Six of Michael. Michael is about the air, your head, your conscious thought, analyzing, and communication. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Relocation or travel is also possible. What we're seeing here is it's kind of like you've been stuck and it's time to start making something. Let something go and it's time to move ahead. There's no problem with setting See the storm clouds coming out of the storm clouds? I feel like this is you and you're ready to create something big. But if you keep letting something hold you back and you do not move forward, you will never be able to create what you want. And you can. You have to take that action. If this is making sense, let me know. Okay. But coming out of the storm, and guess what? Sometimes when a sailboat comes out of the storm, they just have to set their eyes on a new horizon, a new target, and head that way into safety and into a new port. There's something new you wanting to do, a new horizon, a new thing. Don't be afraid to make that jump. We go here with 5, the divine guidance. Now, this is an important card. In any other deck, this would be the Hierophant. And what this is talking about is remember who you are. Remember rules. Remember, look at how popish this angel looks. And this is Archangel Sandalphon, okay? Sandalphon, okay? The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Look here. So something you're supposed to be leaving behind. You have to stop and look at spirit and say, what's right? What's wrong? What's the ethics behind this? Okay. It's not saying don't move, but you've got to move in the right direction. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. Sometimes we have friends that will tell you what they want to do and not what you need to do. They're jealous of you having the guts to move ahead. And I'm being told this right out of the gate, that this is something, and this is very important. Make sure when you're getting advice from people around you, this is advice that you can trust. And that's, folks, sometimes people keep looking for readings because they want to just hear what they want to hear, and they keep shopping for answers. And this is something that's very important in the spiritual world. Excuse me, I just inhaled a bunch of incense smoke. That's all that is. All right. And what's important here is to understand that we actually listen. All right. We don't rely totally on other people. Yes, bring your wise teachers around. Keeping wise. Make sure they've got your best interest and the right thing in mind. Okay. And not something they want to do. All right. That's one of those things that's very important. So let us know what's going on. Thank you. Glad you're here. Bangarang. Okay. So we are getting moving on. We're trying to see what's happening here. Folks, welcome. It is the, on Friday night, or what was it? Saturday night. Saturday night was the full moon. Did everybody set their intentions or whatnot? We did not get out into the full moon. We had been having a big day traveling, everything else. And we came back and we crashed hard. We also had to get up at 4 a.m. to see Bruce and Bridget off to their plane at 4 a.m. So things happened and we let it keep from doing that. But we set our intentions. We know what our intentions are. We know where we want to go and what we want to do. So that's what's happening there. Let's see what's going on. Jennifer would love some prayers for 2 of my fur babies. Spencer is 17 and a half. Dusty is 13. Both have some health issues. I have been to the best specialist and we are waiting on a plan. Appreciated. You know what, Jennifer, there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for prayer and healing for our pets, for animals, for anything that's living, that's suffering. So we're going to do this, everybody. We're going to take a moment. Just breathe for a minute. Breathe in the light. Start pulling that light energy in. Start pulling that light energy up from the earth, from deep within the earth, and let it start to fill around your heart. Make sure that you're feeling this energy. Join me now as we start to think about pets, animals, and we connect them with Jennifer, okay? Spirit knows, energy knows, okay? We can do this and say, Jennifer's pets, they're sick, all right? So what we're going to start doing is start building a chi ball, build that energy ball, and basically we're going to do a type of Reiki for these animals, some distance Reiki, and we're going to put our intentions into this. Jennifer, I'm going to include you in this because you need comforting and healing and guidance. So we have animals that are older that need help or whatnot. They're waiting, and we need to make sure. Heavenly Father, Mother, that divine, we are sending this energy to Jennifer, to her loved pets, to those animals that are around her that bring her joy, that bring her life, that treat her and she treats them like family. Feel the energy flowing from everybody. Feel the energy moving towards you. I am going to ask that the angels come down. All right. Have the angels just fall and bring comfort, caring, healing, whatever is going on. If it's joints, if it's digestive, whatever it is, if it's eyesight, understand we want healing for these animals and healing for Jennifer. In everything we ask it, so mote it be. Jennifer, glad we could do that for you. Okay. Let us know. Keep things going. Wow. Okay. Energy still flowing out. Everybody, let your energy flow. Everybody needs it. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So, wow. Bangarang. Okay. So, Inez, what do I need to work on or heal right now? That's a fantastic question. So it's either Inez or Inez. So we're going to go with Inez. I'm being told and feel like it's Inez. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. She wants to know what to work on for healing right now. Where does she need to focus? Is there some shadow work? I got told I had saw darkness fly by me that there might be some shadow work. Shadow work is not a bad thing. We're not reaching out to dark spirits or anything else. It's just that deeper side that a lot of times we don't want to deal with, the psychology of it all of that, our mental health, things like that. Why do we feel the way we feel? Why do we think the way we think? So, Inez, what do I need to work on right now? All right. So here we go. Let me bring this over. Let's find out what's happening here. And bang, here we go, right there. All right, Inez, one of the things we have here is the 3 of Gabrielle. Now, a lot of people say, like, Rob, well, how is that something to work on? It means there's some things in your life you hesitate on, and it's time to take some action. Prosperity arising from wise planning. You might be shooting from the hip a little too much. You might be dealing with more emotion. Time to take the next step. Is there something you're trying to build, something you want to do? Where are you wanting to go in your life? This 3 of Gabrielle is the 3 of Wands. This is that fire. This is having to do on what's going to move you forward, what's going to make you tick. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Folks, this isn't just for her. This is for everybody. We can have all of these grandiose plans. We can have all of this stuff, but if we don't take some steps to make our dreams happen, they're just that. They're dreams, they're wishes. So one of the things I'm seeing here that you need to work on is forward movement, taking that action. Now, the 3 of Gabrielle is also saying when you do this, be patient. I just told you to take action. But you've got to do it and make a plan and do it in the right way. You can't just go jumping in feet first or head first and splash the puddle. This is all about in your spirit. This 9 of Gabrielle, stay determined. So look at what we've got going here. Everything within that fire, everything within that spirit, everything to motivate, okay? Stay determined to move forward, all right? This is going to be the biggest advice I can give you. Be prepared for any possibility. And this is talking about also, it refers to environmental activism. Okay. But what I read this as a lot of times, know what's going on in the world around you from a spiritual standpoint, from your heart, from your intuition. These are things that are very important. Notice we've got make plans, move forward, plan a garden. You have to grow something, and you've got to get it in your head of what you're trying to do. Where do you want to go? Sounds easy. It's not, but that's what you've got to start working on. Doing some journaling, doing some figuring things out, talking to people, writing stories out of your life and where you wanted to be, where you come from. What are you doing now? What can you change in your life? And one of the things I think you can change right out of the gate is getting back in touch with a deeper level of spirit, and through candles, through rituals, through rites, because here's what happens. I want you to do some new ones. I'm saying this because I know it happened to me. I was taking my protections too much for granted, which is why I now do things to actually bring me in so I don't have anything planned out or promoted. My different incenses, different candles, whatever I'm going to do, if I'm going to use sage today or whatnot. But this way, whenever we say our prayers and we ever start to do things with our mental set, what happens is we have to be involved in it. We have to be emotionally involved in it. And this is going to be very important. You got to toughen up. Would that be the Tarot with an Attitude version? Strength and grace through kindness. Number one, I want you to be kind to yourself. All right. What you need to work on looks like it might be your self-confidence. I don't know. That's what's being said here in its title. Maybe not. But it also says forgiveness. You know, folks, we talk about forgiving other people. And I've had this conversation with a few people this week about what forgiveness actually means. And forgiveness doesn't mean you have to fall back in love with somebody again, but you can forgive, love, and keep your boundaries. Okay. To forgive doesn't mean you have to forget everything. Okay. But if there's something we need to forgive, a lot of times we forget we even need to forgive ourselves. So we've got a 3 and a 9, which is a 12. All right. And then I'm followed by an 11. So we're at 23. All right. The 2 is that partnership relationship we're talking about with you and spirit. 3, creating something beautiful. To further that creativity, we have the 5. The 23 comes together for a 5. Now, 5 can also talk about conflict. It can talk about being distorted, talk about us making rash decisions. I'm a 5. My wife's got to slow me down all the time. We go on vacation. I want to move there. And she's like, we can't move to everywhere we go on vacation. And then we got no place to go on vacation. So it's one of those things where if that's one of you where you start moving and you get excited, it's time to take a plan. If you really want to make something happen in your life, you've got to make a plan and you got to work on that plan and work towards it and making some things happen. This is going to require strength, and the Archangel Ariel is there to help you with that. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I see you need to heal on right now, is that ability to either be able to move forward or the ability to move forward in the right manner. Let me know how that makes sense, if that rings true with you or whatnot. Love to hear. I always like to hear how these go, because it's just us on here. I'm reading something and pulling cards for you. So there we go. All right. All right, tribe, here we are. Coming back in it. Juliana, Loyal Mom. I love that, Loyal Mom. Y'all are coming up next. Let's see what's happening. Let me mix these cards back up. Okay. Now, again, coming up in October, end of October, the week of Halloween, I will be live. They have already asked me back to the Beverly and the Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts. We are working on other things in and around the area, but we're also going to be working on some things outside of my area and start moving out and doing some things. Would love to be able to do that. So also, if you have any questions, if you want to build a session, if you want to go into more detail about what we're doing, right down there in my link tree, boom, let it go. Now, Mr. Bruce, I meant to have him help me set it up. He has his own basic link tree set up, and where you can do it through him. And I am going to be moving things from Linktree into his account of, it's like Ninja something or whatever. So I'll have him put that in at some point and say what's going on. But you can. He does the dot cards, things like that. He does a lot. And you know what's funny? I should have brought it down. It's always great to have a friend with a 3D printer, you know. So we have some good times, things are happening or whatnot. So take a look and see what's going on. All right. I'm going to drink a little bit of my coffee, but now we're going to move on to Juliana Santos. Buddy, I'm going to screw this up. I try. Hey, Juliana, let's just say hi. Bangerang, how are you? I'm thinking of open a bookbinding store until I don't know which course I want to do in Uni. I want to know if it's a good idea. I really love to create these books. You know what? I don't think there's anything and any fresh idea that's a bad idea. You just have to be smart around it, like what we were just talking about. So Juliana wants to know, and I don't quite understand some of this, but she wants to do bookbinding store. Okay. A bookbinding store until I don't know which course I want to do in Uni. I want to know if it's a good idea. I really love to create these books. There's key right there. Spirit, pendulum. Juliana wants to know if this is a good idea for her. I'm getting yes. At first it's spun. What are you going to commit to it? Where are you going to go? Do you have the resources? Those are going to be things you need to do. If it's something you love to do and you think you can make a living out of it, try it. You know, what's the worst thing that happens is you become one of the few that tried something you really love and it didn't make it. Okay. So what? Try something else. Try something again. Redo it. Things like that. You should always do what makes your heart happy. All right. And see what's going on. You know what? I'm reminded, we never know. Tomorrow's not promised. My next breath is not promised. All right. And I have made up my mind. My wife and I made up our mind 8 years ago, I would say. We will not settle anymore. We won't buy something and then settle on something less than what we want. If we can't have what we want, we don't get it. Okay. But if we want to live there, if that's what we want to do, we look at it and from there we make that move. So what does Juliana need to know about this business and about starting this business? The first thing that hit me was have confidence in yourself. Know that you're there, that you're no dummy. Okay. You know exactly what you want and what you want to do. And it is okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to start this out right here. Look at there. Tua Michael. We've had this card up already tonight. Guess what? It will all be better if you just make a decision. Start giving it a shot, seeing what's happening. What have you got to do? What have you got to buy? Make a list, make a business plan, know what's going on, but don't drag your feet. What's killing you right now is not making a decision to go. That's self-doubt. Okay. Over analyzing a problem. It says it right here. This is going to be something huge. Try it. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. You know what? We have the Knight of Raphael. It's time to move. Romantic, dramatic. And this is not all about love. This is about being happy. Okay. Committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, things that make you happy. Raphael is not always about a romance. Okay. Well, what about romancing yourself? What about romancing your career? And this is saying it is time to take action for yourself. And you very well could find someone to help you with this project down your path. You know what? Look here, Ace of Raphael. Time to get started. The very beginning, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. This job could be what sets you apart from everybody else and could be where you go down the road with your life. make sure you have to try it. If it's something you love, give it your best shot. But do it. Go in and don't forget. I have to remind people all the time. Sometimes you got to invest in yourself. All right. And it takes work. And that's just so important to remember. Don't let failure get in the way. You have to keep moving. It's time to start something. And I think you're smart in starting something you actually love. Because, again, y'all have heard me say this before. I'm not going to say where I heard it, but we spend 8 to 12 hours a day working to make somebody else's dream come true. How much did you spend on yours? All right. And this message is directly for you, Juliana. It's time for you to work on your dream. It doesn't matter who likes it, thinks it's great, or whatnot. Okay. One of those things. Let's see what's happening here. So, Gillian, I think Kelsey's going to be our last. Let's see what's happening here and find out what's going on. We'll see what happens. So, here we go. All right. So, Juliana, Bangarang, I applaud you in wanting to give something a shot. You never know until you try. Okay? Try. I've got a son that started brewing, actually ordering and roasting his own coffee beans. He set everything up or whatnot. Life took a course and he went someplace else. But he's got this. Keeps sucking in incense. He's got this thing where he tried it. And he will always try it. And you know what? At the end of it, he can always say, at least I gave it a shot. Rather than, I wonder if this would have worked. Which way do you want your life to be? Think about it. Loyal Mom, here we go. Bangarang. Hey, boss, if possible, any words as to if when going back to school will become feasible? And anything else from my team? Much thanks. No problem. You know what? That is what's going on with what's feasible for you. May not be, what does feasible mean? I need you to help me out here. So Gillian, be on the lookout for her response. Are we talking about money? Are we talking about freedom to be able to do it? What? Feasible sounds good, but I want us to be very precise with spirit, and let's find out what's going on. Okay. So I don't want her to go away, but I want you to see if you get an answer to that about what feasible means to her. Okay. When we're going back to school, let me tell you something. With me, it was never feasible, but you got to do it. Kind of like what I was talking about to Juliana. You've just got to say, okay, I'm going to take one class at this time. Financially, yes. Okay. There we go. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we are going to be looking. When is it going to be feasible? Student loans, things like that. A lot of people don't want to go into debt, but everything in this life is give and take. Okay. And that's going to be very important. So let's see what's going on. Let's find out. All right. When is this going to be feasible? Man, I keep being told, when are you going to make it feasible? Again, tarot and attitude. Sorry, I only can say what comes in my head. Doesn't mean I don't love you and not worried about it. Okay. I understand. All right. But if you want to go back to school, you might have to take a student loan out or something like that. You don't have to go hundreds of $1,000s in debt. Where a lot of people have done that is because they took every ounce of student loans that was available and used it to live on. That's going to be something very, very different. And you just got to learn. All right. So let's see what's going on here. I'm going to try to see if we want to, we're going to do this in a different way. I'm not going to give you a time. Okay. When is this going to become feasible? So this is an actual, I would love to say that I came up with it, but a spread that I borrowed from somebody about when is something going to happen. Okay. So we're going to word the question. When is it going to be financially feasible for Loyal Mom to go back to school? And the first step is going to be, there's going to be 4 cards here. Okay. Let's find out what's going on. All right. The first step is when you realize three of Ariel, okay? It's going to take more than just you. All right? Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors. Working with others in a cooperative manner. This is telling me you got to talk to the school. You got to talk to different things. You might have to get help with the kids, whatever's going on in your life. But when you realize it's going to take more than just you or just your income to be able to get this done. Now, card 2, when you accept 2 of Raphael, okay? 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. When somebody says, I'm going to be able to help you or whatnot, once you realize there's a partnership that's needed here, okay, for this to actually occur, when you realize that it's got to be more than just you. Now, it's you doing the work, all of that thing, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. There's going to be some help, and sometimes we got to ask for help from people we love. When I went back to school at 50, I had to ask for help from some of my kids. Gillian helped me so much, different things or whatnot. Now, when you acknowledge, okay, the 9 of fire, the 9 of Gabrielle, that you are determined to move forward, that nothing's going to stop you from getting that education. If you need to go get a loan or whatever you need to do, this is all going to happen when you realize you cannot do this right now. What Spirit is saying is by yourself, okay? That you're going to need help. Things are going to have to happen. And this is going to be one of those things. You will then be able to fulfill your dreams. But the next thing is, okay. The last card was you do. When you do what? The Emperor. Take charge of your dream. Stability and efficiency. Taking charge of the situation. You have to take charge. Go at it. Find out what's there. What grants are available that you don't have to pay back. Different things. Can you do this in doses? Can you do this in things? This is what's happening here. Okay? So, and that's what I said. I was looking at my dates and times chart and things like that, and I did not feel comfortable with it. Spirit had me look at this, okay? And this is what needs to happen, is to understand other people are going to have to be involved. You are going to need to ask for some help. It's okay for you can manifest this and get that fire to say, I'm going to make this happen. However, I'm going to make it happen. Stop waiting for everything to figure out. You've got to take charge. And that's what the Emperor is saying. Take charge of your life. You set the boundaries. Sometimes with people in our family, you don't need to ask. You need to tell them. Okay? Here's what I'm doing. You're going to have to help me. And that's all there is to it. And so there you go. You know what? I didn't bring those up. Let me show you what's going on here. All right, boom. There's the cards right there. The 3 of Ariel, which would be the 3 of Pentacles. The 2 of Raphael, getting back in touch with Spirit, yourself, your higher conscious, and saying, I can do this. Understanding there might be a partner. There might be somebody else, parents, anything that's saying, hey, I'm going to need help. But there are people and there are ways that things are going to happen to help you out, okay? The 9 of Gabrielle is saying, you've got the plan. You've got to do it. Spirit's not just going to dump a bunch of money at your feet to say, here you go, now you can go back, okay? Because they don't know. You could be making decisions that change your finances all the time. Is this important? Take an action. The Emperor, you got to take charge of it. It's up to you. And that's scary. Let me tell you something. Trust me. I know, okay? I know. When I went back to school, I had lost my job. I had kids at home, and I was making $10 an hour and working behind a 7-Eleven at 50. I had not put a whole bunch of money away. If I waited for it to be financially beneficial, I would have never gone, okay? So that's what Spirit's got for me. Let me know if you would like to talk about it some more. I would love to hear from you. You've got this. I know you can do it. Anybody can do it if they want to. All right. It's just something, it's a scary thing. It is a scary thing because there's a lot of work involved with it. Wow. Bangarang. Okay, here we go. Donna, good to see you. Glad Miss Donna is here. That is awesome. Want to hear how you're feeling, what's going on. I'm getting my cards mixed back up here, as you can see, or whatnot. And here we go. So, Donna, Rev Rob, may I ask for a healing prayer for my brother-in-law, Keith? He's going through chemo tomorrow and needs strength. Thank you so much. You know, Donna, do we know how many treatments he's going to need? Some of those things, because this touches us very closely with people in the family or whatnot. So I want you to understand. Matter of fact, I'm going to say a little something. Gillian did not go through chemo, but she went through 7 weeks, 5 days a week of radiation therapy. We were wondering if they were going to have her do chemo, and she's better. Down below, one of the things she did, because she couldn't find it, was a journal about how to do and what to expect at different stages of your radiation treatment. Now, this is more intense, okay? But you can take a look at that or whatnot. But yes, we will absolutely say a healing prayer for Keith. Keith is coming in right now. We want Keith. We want to feel that it's okay. All we're doing right now, we're not going to pry, folks. We're not going to do anything, okay? And we're going to ask for Keith to make sure that just, man, if this is just starting, he's got a road. He's got a journey. And this is going to be something. Raphael, power, energy, love, light, God, please flow. Let your energy flow, bringing that sunshine in, the light from above, the light from heaven, the very healing light into my heart, and the very loving, nurturing nature of the mother that's coming up through my root chakra, and everything's merging in my heart. We are sending this loving, healing, comforting energy out to Donna and to Keith. We need to make sure that he's taken care of. He has people knowing there's guidance or whatnot. Keep him safe. Let him know what's happening. Know that it's going to be okay. Keep his stomach calm. Let things happen or whatnot. So, Holy Spirit, please make this happen. We are saying we want this to happen right now. We are claiming it as happening for Donna and for Keith. We are sending Raphael. We are saying go. We are saying in your son's name. We are saying in the name of the mother, in the name of the all, in the name of God. We are saying it is time for this healing energy that you have given us to go out and to touch this wonderful person and this woman and make sure things are happening. So mote it be. Okay? So mote it be. Wow. Donna, let us know. Keep us posted. We will keep you both in our prayers. Okay? Bang. There we go. Isn't it great to have a tribe? Folks, if you don't have a tribe, come join ours. We let everybody in. Okay? Unless you're an idiot. Well, no, we let idiots in. I'm here. Okay? We just don't let a-holes in. All right? Well, until we try to convert them into being nice people. It's one of those things. So let's find out. So, Kelsey, will I do well in the interview I had with PepsiCo? I have with PepsiCo tomorrow. Let's find out. We're going to see. What I want you to do, take a moment right now, okay? I'm sticking my arms out. I'm going to show you this way. You can see it. I want you to put your feet flat on the floor, Kelsey. I want you to breathe, all right? And I want your arms out, and I want you to start shaking. And I want you to feel the negativity from your body merging and then moving out through your arms and out of your hands. We're going to ask that Kelsey be given grace, be given poise. Let the angels, let Michael come down and work with her communication. You will be loved, you will be great, and see it as done. Let that negativity fall off. Put your hands down, breathe in through your nose, hold it out through your mouth, and go, I'm going to be great. I'm a rock star. This is going to happen. So, with all of that being said and all of that being done, the question is, will Kelsey do well in the interview that she has with PepsiCo tomorrow? And I am being told absolutely it went right. There was no circling, there was no questioning, no looking. That was me moving it when it moved to the left. You're going to do fine, okay? But breathe. Get there early. Sit in the car for a minute. Breathe. Do whatever. If it's on the phone, on Zoom, get everybody quiet. Do things. Breathe. Ask Spirit. Talk to Raphael, and Raphael will come to you, okay, and help you with your words and with your communication. We have what I just pulled, the card I just pulled is the Empress, Kelsey, okay? We've seen her tonight, all right? Time to act upon your plans. It's very important. This is going to be something we need to do, okay? You're fine. Breathe. Remember, don't go in already preset with questions. Just breathe. Be you. Let them fall in love with you. Be professional, okay? But be you, all right? That's what people want to see, all right? And that's what I'm getting. You're going to do very, very well. Use that energy. Do that again before bed. Do it when you get up. Do it in the car. When you step out of the car or step outside, bring in the sunlight. Bring that power, okay, of that sun card from tarot into your life. Bring it in, because that's what Spirit, whatever you're wanting, that's what Spirit is trying to do to make sure that you reach your goals. But you have to take the action. You have to say, no negativity here, and walk in with only one thing on your mind, and that's, I am a success. That's all there is. Okay. That is all there is to it. So that's very important to find out what's going on. Wow. So many people, I like we're doing this. It helps me get through everything, but I also miss all the conversation. So that's very nice. It's all really cool. I'm glad everybody's talking. We're chatting back and forth, and things are happening. So everybody, I always end this with take what you want, leave what you don't. Okay. I have to change that. Okay. Because too many people are leaving things here. Okay. What I'm trying to do is any advice that comes from here, that comes from Spirit that I have given, if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to take it. All right. But I will say, take what you want. At this point, don't accept anything that you didn't agree to. Okay. But I hope that you have been able to experience some peace, love, and light. Bangarang, everybody. Wednesday night. Make sure you're here Wednesday night. Bridget's going to be back. We're going to be back on. We're going to be doing a regular show on Wednesday night. All right? Bangarang.